All right, I see you guys on there. I got John here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome, folks. It's Friday, the 22nd day of May, 2020. Our members are all present. The director and deputy director are present. We're meeting for the purpose of resolving a recount that was required after the official canvass was completed. And at the time of the official canvass, there was a 1 vote difference in, I believe it's the Belfry 4A Central Committee for the Republican Party. And so we instructed our staff to conduct a recount pursuant to statute. And I guess I'll turn it over to Director. Who conducted the recount?
The recount was done by all staff members.
Okay. So we had R's and D's as required.
Bipartisan.
And how many recounts were undertaken?
I think it's at least 5 times everybody went through. And everybody took a portion, and went through everybody else's that they,
In other words, you didn't continually count the same bucket.
Right.
Move buckets around.
I sent it to Melissa, I said, you count this.
Right.
Same way with Emily, we all counted each other's
Work.
Right.
Okay. So as a result of that, was there a different number than what was on the official canvas? And I guess you need to put on the record the official canvas result.
Yeah. Is that
Is that page like 17?
The unofficial canvas.
No, the actual official.
The
from the
official
other
that you guys
day.
did from last Friday.
From the official canvas, the results for the Belfry 4A Central Committee was Kelly Cox, 101, Leslie Pittenger, 100.
Okay. And now you did the recount, and as you've indicated, you recounted 5 times.
Right.
And what'd you get?
It was 100 for Kelly Cox and 100 for Leslie Pittenger.
Okay. So obviously there was 1 ballot that could be considered missing, or we had a machine glitch where it counted it, but spit it out and counted it again.
Right.
Okay. So you did the 5 trips, I take it, because of this anomaly. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So that the public knows, when you say you counted over 5 times, how many ballots did you actually look at?
We went through every ballot. We went through every
So over
slip.
11?
That was all 11,423.
Yes,
And you also looked at the number of ballots in that particular precinct
yes.
that would have been able to vote in that race.
Yeah, we looked
Yes.
at all of them, not
Yes.
just the Republicans.
And then the ones that you approved last week for us, there was 2 more that was added on, a vote for
Not the
each,
official.
for Pittenger and Cox.
And
Right.
so do the number of total ballots for that precinct match the voter registration, I believe is that called?
No, there was 291 recorded for that precinct as a whole, and we found 290.
Okay.
Right. Did you check envelopes?
Yes.
Well, how many envelopes did we come up with?
Oh, you mean the ID envelopes?
Yeah. Would have been 290 or 291?
We did not count those
Oh.
actually for the precinct, yeah.
Okay. I thought you had.
All right.
Or not that I would be allowed anyway, I guess.
So the purpose of going through not just that precinct or that central committee area and so forth, because it's specifically designed for a precinct, I'm correct about that, right?
Right.
You actually
pulled
went
the
through
results
every
from
ballot we had to see if one had somehow inadvertently got moved into a different precinct and got
Yes.
missed.
Yes.
So that's why 5 times through, we looked at every ballot cast, and we came up at the end of the day with 100 here and 100 there.
Yes.
Right,
And that therefore makes it a tie.
correct.
And if I'm correct about that, that would fall with regard to post-election activities in the directives. There are 2 paragraphs that begin with regarding ties. And it appears as though it's the second paragraph that's instructive to us, because that reads, in the event that the result of the official canvass of any candidate contest was not a tie, which is in our case, at the official, correct? Was
Right, at
not
the
a tie.
official, it was not a tie.
But the recount results in a tie. The board will break the tie in the recount by lot. And then when submitting the amended abstract for the recount, board should indicate the method used to break the tie.
Right,
And I think we decided with past practice that we would use a coin, and you have provided us with a 1999 American quarter that has a distinctive head and tail that's being shown to the board members. And I'm going to ask one of the R's to do the honor of flipping it and telling us the result.
so we're gonna go ahead, who gets?
Who's gonna be heads and who's tails?
Right. Well, I'll let the other R decide that.
So let's do it, if you wouldn't mind, tearing off 2 pieces of paper, Madam Director, and we'll put
She's got it.
last name,
That's right, we have a hat, that's good, all right.
and so
That will decide who's heads and tails.
So the
This
first
will
one-
be lot.
the first one
There's not a
drawn,
lot here.
the first one drawn will be
Heads.
heads. And am I draw this or let someone else draw
You could
this?
let Glenn,
Yeah, like.
Glenn, if you'll reach in and grab one. This person will be heads.
All right.
so Kelly Cox will be heads.
Right,
And Pittenger, as we see in here, is also here, tails.
tails. All right, Mr. Wentz, if you'll do the honor,
You want me to catch it or land it on the table?
whatever you want to do.
It's a head.
It's a head.
Heads.
So that's
All right.
Cox.
Kelly Cox. So that is the
Thank you.
same person
Good
that,
job.
As it turns out, it's the same name that we originally had on the official canvas.
Correct,
Thank you. We'll keep all of this.
yeah,
Make sure everybody is signed off as needed, and you may need us to sign a document.
yeah, I'll print up a,
If you
something
could
yeah.
get that printed, because I gotta run.
Okay.
Because
I'll go
I think
ahead and
that's
do
the
that
only
now.
thing we're
can
doing.
I do 2 things,
Yeah,
Mr. Chair?
all right, I'm gonna go do,
Just for the record, there was an issue about when the central committees were going to meet based on the recount.
Mhm.
And I contacted the Senior Elections Council at the Secretary of State, who indicated that this timeline should begin today.
Mhm.
That way, the meeting has to take place, I believe, by my calculation, between the 28th and the 6th, 20th of May and the 6th, and now both parties have their meetings scheduled respectively within that
When
timeline.
is the Republican? I hadn't heard that.
June 2nd.
The notice is going out, or has it, it's June 2nd, the night
And
after
Democrats is June 1st.
June 1st.
Very
So that was approved.
And thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yes, I was concerned about the timing and wanted to make sure that nobody conducted a meeting that became a nullity because they were not within the timeframe. And on the record, I would like to read the following briefly. It's a letter dated today to Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose, hand delivered to the Washington County Board of Elections. Subject to my resignation, dear Secretary LaRose, I'm writing to resign my position as member of the Washington County Board of Elections, Republican Party, effective 5 p.m. today. I have been appointed by Governor DeWine to the position of Washington County Common Pleas Judge, and will be sworn in on June 12th, 2020. As judge, I'll be prohibited from holding this position. I've enjoyed my tenure over the past year and can truly say the work done by your office and the local boards is truly inspiring. The general, I used the word truly twice, The general public cannot appreciate the hard work that goes into this election process. Being on the inside has given me great insight and appreciation for the leadership of your office and of your staff in conducting free and fair elections for our state, and I thanked him for the opportunity to serve. However, as I write, I would be remiss if I did not speak about Washington County specifically. We have a staff of 4, an active board, and election workers whose work ethic and dedication exceeds all standards of excellence. The time spent by them and their accomplishments to implement change due to new voting equipment, security directives, and COVID-19 while completing a successful primary are unparalleled. I will miss being in their company and helping with the effort they will put forth for the 2020 general election. And I thank Secretary of State, his staff, and all Ohio election officials and for allowing me.
Thank you.
And on a personal note, I am going to miss this, and I hope that my docket allows me to pop back from time to time to at least be one of the acknowledged members of the public in your future meetings. So thank you all very much.
Well, thank you. We really appreciated you coming on board, you know, walking right into elections and equipment and everything, and just took it in stride. And
Changing the deputy director.
I mean, just one thing after another. So again, thank you very much.
And the staff would like to, whenever restaurants are fully open again, we would like to invite all the board to join the staff at a dinner at some future date, so.
Super.
That would be phenomenal.
Oh, hey, we love to eat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you know?
I only have one other thing, Mr. Chairman. I gave you each, this is a report that I had to fill out to the Secretary of State's office. This was the cost of the primary in total. The Ohio's primary for 2020 cost Washington County $19,410.49. You can see the breakdown, voting by mail printing, voting by mail postage, the receptacles, which is, you know, the cheapest thing we had to do. I'm sure a lot of boards had to, you know, put up a more elaborate ballot box, but we were able to just put it through the door. So the vote by mail equipment, temporary election staffing, and then the cleaning supplies. We have already received $10,000 from the Secretary of State as part of this HAVA grant. And then I know that you had requested last week at your other meeting that you wanted to see staff time compared with the time that we used for the primary. So that's on that last page.
Yeah.
As well.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I sent that to the Secretary of State's office yesterday, and
Excellent.
I've not received any word back, so I'm assuming, we're hoping that there is a possibility, there's no for sure on this, that the Secretary of State may release some more money once they figure out what the cost was per county, so.
Good.
No news on November yet. I'm hoping we'll know by July or August. No news on, no special election. We did get somebody call in from Belpre on a liquor option, but that will go on the November election.
Do we need to vote on that result?
Yeah. I was going to say that's before we close up.
So I guess I would make a motion to certify all of the election results, including the result of the recount, to reflect our prior official recount, plus the addition that Kelly Cox is the official winner of the Central Committee race for that particular precinct.
Second.
Very good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And a motion?
Motion to adjourn, and we can sign that later today. If you have to go, we can.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if she's got it. I can put my signature, otherwise I'll come back and do it.
Motion to adjourn, John?
Yeah.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And we'll want to turn off the recorder and the equipment. Stop.
John getting everything finished up and everything ready to go?